Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for June 2nd of 2025 is titled Veil Nebula, Wisps of an Ancient Supernova. So what do we see here? Well, here we see a large section of the sky looking at what is known as the Veil Nebula and is a supernova remnant. Now, how big is this large section of the sky? Well, it's about 2.5 degrees in size. That's about 5 times the size of the full moon. So you can imagine looking at this, you could put 5 or 6 full moons going across this nebula. That's how big it would appear in the sky. So why don't we see it? It's way too faint. It is much too faint for our eyes to be able to see, and in fact cannot be seen without the aid of a telescope. But with the telescope, we can see all sorts of detail here. And in fact, we can see the two colors, the red and the blue, are because it was taken multiple images using filters looking at specific wavelengths of light. So the red is the light of hydrogen gas when it is excited, and the blue is the light of oxygen. So those two together then are seen here, and we can see the presence where the oxygen and hydrogen are primarily being excited here. Now, a supernova, and this one would have been seen about 7,000 years ago, is a star that explodes. Now, there were two different types of supernovae. This type is classified as type 2, and that is a massive star at the end of its life. So a star maybe 20 or so times the mass of our sun, which reaches the end of its life, the interior becomes unstable, and it collapses inward, eventually rebounding out and expelling that material out into space. And that's what we're seeing is 7,000 years worth of expansion out into space here. Now, the energy from that supernova is extremely massive and continues to energize the nebula even after all of that time. Now, the Veil Nebula is so large that it's actually divided into parts, and you can see several of them labeled here, with the Bat Nebula down toward the lower portion as we see, and the Witch's Broom Nebula up at the top there. And then in the middle we see what is known as Fleming's Triangular Wisp, and another region of this. So because it is so large, different sections have their own popular names that are often used to refer to them. You need a very wide field view to be able to photograph the entire region, so often areas concentrate when you're going to look at just one section of this when you're photographing it. Here we get to see a very wide field image, again covering about 6 or so full moons that we need to take in a single image to really put together and really look at this supernova remnant as we see its expansion that has occurred over the past 7,000 years. So that was our picture of the day for June 2nd of 2025. It was titled Veil Nebula, Wisps of an Ancient Supernova. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Rainbow Sky. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.